Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and your support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. If you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help. So thank you guys so much. And for today's video, while we're wrapping up this final event, if you're not catched up, make sure you finish hard mode. But I'm going to actually get to talking about the event just because I think we're going to be getting information soon in regards to what's the next banner before the 2.5, and I can't wait to start getting 2.5 info. But for now, we do have one more event to get through, so let's talk about it. And obviously, this is going to be more of a chill video with just the event going on in the background, so don't worry about it. But honestly, I was a little disappointed in this event, I'm not going to lie. Like, it was chill and nice, but when it came to the mysterious stuff, when it came to Splendoman, getting into like some juicy gossip, you know, like a serious event, it kind of left something to be desired. They did hint at it a few times, especially towards the end, but they never fully committed to that seriousness. So I'm hoping maybe with the next banner, hint hint, we might be seeing some more info in regards to that maybe. But overall, it was really interesting to see like the perspective of how important Splendoman is in the arc, especially from like a psychological point of view, when everybody was freaking out because the food's not tasting how it should be, which is, you know, on top of everything going on in the world of Nikke that's like dystopian, like that is pretty insane, like what Splendoman is, right? But it was really nice being introduced to cooking oil as a whole. Obviously, there is one member missing because I think Nikke always says that like every squad should have like 3 members, excluding some exceptions that would have 4, right? But with what we're introduced with our lovely girl Bready, and then also that gremlin, I love Crust. Like, as much as I don't really care for her name, that like character, all her emotions and expressions are so great. They put a lot of detail into a lot of her expressions. So for me, you know, I don't really care about that type of character for me at all. Mostly just like, you know, protect. But she's great. I love how they introduced her. It is interesting knowing more about Bready's ability and how it's kind of unfortunate, right? Because when she can't taste anything, it kind of backfires on her and she starts freaking out because she kind of needs that like stimulation, which makes sense, but it kind of sucks. But it's impressive that she can like taste anything and just kind of understand everything. I loved when they were trying to get to the bottom of it and they went to Emma and I knew it was instantly gonna go wrong, and like the commander was like, no, I'm good, I'm good, I don't want to eat right now, I'm gonna be honest. And then having to see Crust's reaction to the food is so good. I love the facial reactions they give her. It's amazing. They did such a great job with it. The fact that Crust has to be like, man, I'm gonna have to really like make an advisory to like not make any additional changes to these recipes is like, it's so funny because like Emma's so problematic in a good way. The fact that the tomato soup, you know, like tomato soup is supposed to be like this nice orange tint, like red, you know, from the cream, but it was like black. Like, what are you doing? How did you fuck up that bad? And then, you know, at the same time, there is like comedy, but then you see like Bready slowly kind of losing it because she can't taste anything because of like the Splendoman issue, which was really apparent when they went to the maid cafe, which sucks because as much as she was able to experience like the love that, you know, Aid puts into the food, the differences, she just can't taste it because of the faulty ingredients. And that's really unfortunate. That's why I thought we were slowly going to see something more serious, but it just kind of felt a little bit like they played it safe for now because it's probably too serious of a topic for now. But it was interesting seeing the commander change a little bit when he went up on the surface, right? Because at first he was like pretty open, like, you know, maybe we'll find something, but he noticed something was suspicious. Something was kind of wrong, obviously, since they needed to find some substitute for now, especially for Bready. But it kind of seemed like nothing works. So him trying to actually be assertive, asking what the hell is going on, I was so surprised at that. Obviously, he's gained a lot of aura just because he was already like, nah, don't worry about anything. Look, if I get in trouble, it won't matter. I have a lot of reputation. Like, damn, bro's flexing right now. And I feel like for some people, especially if they're not catched up with the story, they would feel a little confused based on how the commander's acting right now. But it makes sense, you know, with the story where it's at, reputation-wise, because it kind of just shows how much actual like aura he has in the arc. It's unfortunate that they did kind of do something similar to the Protocol Squad when it came to the Splendoman secrets with cooking oil. That's why we couldn't really understand anything in regards to any secrecy. Knowing that a mass-produced Nikke did leave though, and they were missing during the Splendoman stuff, is interesting. So I wonder if they are going to follow that up really soon, we don't know. I did find the little trope of Bready getting really excited to want to taste the commander's hands, like, kind of funny, just because it seemed like it was going to be really serious, like, every time, and then Crust came in and just kind of, like, cucked her. Even the final scene from normal mode was just kind of chill, because it's like, you got invited to cooking oil, you gotta eat some really good food as a thank you. Bready finally tasted the commander's hands, and you get that, like, amazing wallpaper, which was insane. But it's almost, like, kind of euphoric for Bready, because this time she doesn't have to, like, feel like anything other than, like, no information or anything. It's just sweetness from the commander, which just literally just says straight up, the bro is made out of aura. I don't know why he's such Chad, and I love it. I was a little interested in the final credit scene that you get from the hard mode, though, because at first I just thought it was going to be more weird fan service with the whole hand licking and stuff, especially like with the whipped cream. But following that, you see Crust staying in her workstation, really trying to, like, make Bready eat something that she can finally, like, have that same sensation, like with the commander. And I feel like that's really, really sweet. And I think that's really humble to her character. And I wonder if that's going to be followed up with the next banner, or if we're going to be seeing something similar to the Splendiman situation and getting more info on that. There's a lot to talk about with that, and I'm kind of sad they didn't really go into it yet, which makes sense. There's still more room to, like, ask questions. But overall, it was more of a chill event, and I can't wait to see more exciting stuff. Hopefully with the next banner, it's not going to just be like a low-key chill vibe. Maybe some more, like, insane stuff happens. But, I mean, they're probably saving everything for the 2.5. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. You know, this is just all me just kind of doing, like, a nice, like, talk, discussion with the lore. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on the event itself. It's hard for me to hate events, honestly. They're just kind of a vibe, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are. That is going to be it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care, and have a good one.